The Mama June fans know that the star has not been on good terms with her 4 daughters. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The mother of 4 at least used to be involved in her children's lives earlier, but from 2019, it seems the star has completely forgotten that she has kids as well. Apparently, in 2019, Mama June, with her boyfriend, Gino Doke, was accused of possessing drugs and was also arrested. That was the time Pumpkin took over the custody with Sugar Bear's permission. Recently, Honey Boo Boo shared a TikTok, which reveals a lot about her present relationship with her mom. To know in detail, keep on reading. Mama June. June abandoned her kids. Recently, one of Mama June's fans claimed that in a TikTok, someone was having a conversation with Alana. During the same, the fan asked Alana about her mom's well-being, and she apparently answered that she wasn't sure. Honey Boo Boo also added that June doesn't speak to them, as per The Sun. This was shocking news for the fans. Many wonder how a mother can abandon her own children like this. Eventually, fans wrote in support of the teenager. Many viewers appreciated Alana and tried to console her by adding that she didn't deserve this treatment. After all, she is just a child. In another emotional video, Alana followed a trend by dancing to the Soulja Boy song Pretty Boy Swag. In a viral trend, this song is used to denote a situation to tell how it started and how it ended. During the first half of the video, Alana was dancing, and it was captioned as "Sister Who Needed a Mama." Soon after this, the camera had Pumpkin dancing, and the caption changed to "The Sister That Came in Clutch and Raised Her." This video made it clear that the Thompson siblings now have no room for their mother just because of her own follies. Mama June. June chooses a man over her children. The Mama June fans have lost their calm because of June's decisions. Evidently, June is busy these days, making her romantic connection stronger instead of mending the broken bonds with her kids. Earlier this year, in March, Shannon married Justin in Georgia. After her marriage, she had to face slamming from the audience for choosing love over her duties. Recently, the star also shared a video in which Justin and June's pictures were there with weird poses and love quotes. She also added the caption, saying that Justin is her forever, no matter what, and added hashtags saying wifey, love, etc. Fans lost their calm and slammed the star. A viewer suggested in the comments that June should better focus on her kids instead of a man she's just met. Another one wrote sarcastically that she had done a great job. The third commenter wrote that Shannon's priority and her forever should be her kids and not some man. The most raucous comment included that Mama June should remove Mama from her name as she doesn't deserve it. Keep coming back to TV season and spoilers for all the latest updates. The sun dipped low in the sky, casting long shadows across the worn wooden porch of the Shannon family home. Alana, known to the world as Honey Boo Boo, sat hunched over her phone, her brow furrowed in confusion. She tapped furiously at the screen, her heart racing as she tried to make sense of the message she had just received. "Mama's cutting me off." The text read, simple and devastating in its brevity. Alana's fingers trembled as she struggled to respond, her mind reeling with questions that had no answers. It had been months since she had last heard from her mother, June Shannon, better known as Mama June. Their relationship had always been complicated, fraught with ups and downs, but Alana never imagined that her own mother would cut her off completely. As tears welled up in her eyes, Alana knew she had to share the news with someone. She reached out to her sister, Lauren, better known as Pumpkin, hoping for comfort and guidance in this moment of despair. As Alana sat alone on the porch, her mind drifted back to happier times, to memories of her childhood spent with her mother and sisters. She remembered lazy summer days spent fishing with Mama June, the warmth of her mother's laughter filling the air. But those memories were tinged with sadness now, soured by the knowledge that those days were gone, replaced by a void that seemed impossible to fill. Alana remembered the first time she realized that her mother's love came with conditions, that her affection was fleeting and fragile. She remembered the fights, the tears, the broken promises that littered their relationship like shards of glass. But through it all, Alana had clung to the hope that one day things would get better, that her mother would change, that they would find their way back to each other. Now, as she stared down at her phone, that hope felt like a cruel joke, a fantasy that had never been real to begin with. As news of Mama June's betrayal spread, the Shannon family was plunged into chaos once again. Pumpkin, always the peacemaker, tried to mediate between her mother and sister, but her efforts were met with silence. Sugar Bear, Alana's father, was torn between his loyalty to June and his desire to protect his daughter. He reached out to June, begging her to reconsider her decision, but his pleas fell on deaf ears. And then there was Mama June herself, lost in her own world of addiction and denial. She refused to acknowledge the pain she had caused, insisting that cutting off contact from Alana was the only way to protect herself. But as the days turned into weeks and the weeks turned into months, Mama June began to realize the true cost of her actions. She saw the hurt in Alana's eyes, the longing for a mother's love that would never come, and she knew that she could never undo the damage she had done. For Mama June, cutting off contact from Alana was a desperate act of self-preservation. She had spent her whole life trying to escape the pain of her past, to drown out the voices that whispered in her ear, telling her she was worthless, unlovable. But no matter how hard she tried, those voices always found a way to break through, to remind her of all the ways she had failed as a mother, as a daughter, as a human being. And so, when Alana came to her, demanding love and attention she could not give, Mama June lashed out, pushing her daughter away before she could hurt her again. But even as she pushed Alana away, Mama June could not escape the guilt that gnawed at her insides, the knowledge that she had become the very thing she had always feared, a mother who abandoned her own child. As news of Mama June's actions spread, fans took to social media to express their outrage and disappointment. They accused June of neglecting her daughters once again, of putting her own needs above the welfare of her children. But amidst the anger and frustration, there were also messages of support and solidarity for Alana, who had become a symbol of resilience and strength in the face of adversity. Fans rallied around her, offering words of encouragement and love, reminding her that she was not alone. And through it all, Alana remained resolute, refusing to let her mother's actions define her. She knew that she deserved better than the love Mama June had to offer, that she was worthy of a mother who would always be there for her, no matter what. In the days and weeks that followed, Alana embarked on a journey of self-discovery and healing. She surrounded herself with friends and family who loved her unconditionally, who reminded her of her worth and her strength. She threw herself into her work, finding solace in the familiar rhythms of the dance studio, the laughter and camaraderie of her fellow dancers. And slowly but surely, she began to rebuild her life, one step at a time. But amidst the healing and the growth, there was always a part of Alana that remained broken, a part of her that longed for the love of a mother who could never give it. And as she looked to the future, uncertain but hopeful, she knew that the road ahead would be long and difficult, but that she would never have to walk it alone. Chapter 7. Reconciliation. As time passed, Mama June began to realize the depth of the pain she had caused her daughter. She reached out to Alana, tentatively at first, but with growing determination as she confronted her own demons and regrets. And to her surprise, Alana welcomed her with open arms, forgiving her mother for the hurt she had inflicted, but never forgetting the lessons she had learned along the way. Together, mother and daughter embarked on a journey of reconciliation and healing, one that would not be easy, but one that they were determined to see through to the end. Chapter 8. Conclusion. As the sun set on the Shannon family home, casting long shadows across the worn wooden porch, Alana and Mama June sat side by side, their hands clasped tightly together. They had weathered the storm, faced their demons, and emerged stronger and more resilient than ever before. And as they looked to the future, uncertain but hopeful, they knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together as a family. And though their journey was far from over, they took comfort in the knowledge that as long as they had each other, they could overcome anything that stood in their way. For in the end, love always finds a way. Epilogue. Years later, Alana would look back on that tumultuous time in her life with a mixture of sadness and gratitude.